Today I'm going to be building the jungle around my jungle mansion. Let's get to landscaping. So I've thought a little bit about what I want to do for the jungle around this mansion here. I'm thinking over here I want to build up like a mountain with like a really big waterfall, and then a river that kind of runs alongside the house here, all the way around underneath the driveway into like a lake over here. So I think that's what I want to try to do. So the first thing then that we should do, I think, is we should kind of build out this mountain here. So I'm just going to take some walls and kind of just make like a little bit of a mountain shape. I think that works for the base level of the mountain. Heading up to the next floor. Over here, I want to go ahead and make this part of the mountain 2-story. Then I'll keep using these walls to just kind of draw out our mountain here. Then for the next story of our waterfall, I want this to be a little bit different. I'm thinking of having a little bit more of a smaller mountain here. I think that works for this mountain over here. I do want another one though over here on this side. And I have an idea for what to do here, so I think I'm going to start that right here. This here will be our first level, and then this will work for our second layer, and then I want to do another one. There we go, and then I want one more mountain over here, and what I want to do is I want to connect the two at the very top here. There we go, just like that. And I think that works for our mountains. I mean, I may put another one over here or something later, but for now, I think that's good. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and map out our river area here. So using this plane marking, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of draw out a basic river here. There we go. I think that's going to be our river here. So it'll start over here at the waterfall, wrap around the house, underneath the driveway, and into this little lake over here. And usually what I do if I was doing like a little small pond in like my front yard or something is I'd take a basement, and then in that basement I'd like put some basic shapes and then make it slant into the ground, not just be like a sharp cut at the wall, and I'd put plants and stuff. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time because I mean, that's a lot of work if I was going to do that for this entire river. So I think I'm just going to do a pool. It may not look quite as great, but that's not something you really see anyways because that's all underwater, but it's just so much work. Like, it would take me hours to do it. And so I don't really want to do that, so I think I'm just going to use a pool. And so because of that, I think we can go ahead and just start putting the pool down now. I'm going to take it row by row to try to save money, because if I did it like this, I'm buying a pool over here where I don't need to be and it's just spending more money. So just doing it row by row here, I only have to buy the squares that actually need a pool in them. Okay, that was extremely expensive. I believe that cost me like close to 150,000, maybe 125,000. Very expensive, but it'll be worth it. Now what I need to do is I need to go in with walls and drag out along all of this plane marking here. Okay, that's all done now. Now I need to go in with the floors and cover up these corners here. The last thing I need to do before we're done with this main layout is now color all of these plane markings this grass material. That way it just kind of helps it blend in a little bit more. So now with that all done, I definitely want to tackle one spot at a time. And so I'm kind of thinking I want to start just here with this lake area. So heading into gardening, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab out some of the trees and bushes and stuff I want to use in this build. So like we definitely want to use this cherry blossom tree. Definitely want some organic trees, and as well as some large organic trees. We want a pretty good mix of trees, so we're gonna use this exotic tree. We'll probably use a couple fruit trees as well here and there. I don't think we'll use this coconut palm tree because it's just a very different style, and I don't know, I think I'll just go with these trees. I'll also use a couple of rough cypresses, and definitely some rough trees. So I think the first thing I want to do is I just want to kind of place some trees around, and that way we can like do the bushes and stuff around that. And it is a jungle, so we are going to use quite a few trees. Okay, now that we have some basic trees around, I want to go ahead and start working on area at a time. So like the first place we'll work on is this small little area right here by the driveway. Heading into garden, I'll go ahead and also grab some of the bushes we're going to use. I think that's a pretty good selection. Let me go ahead and color these. Okay, now let's just start placing some of these bushes around over here. Definitely gonna have a lot of bushes. I mean, it is jungle after all. Lots of big bushes as well, probably. I think that's looking pretty nice so far. I'll also grab some rocks. We won't use a whole lot because we want there to be a lot of green and a lot of plants, but I will use a few rocks. Like, I think right here is a good spot for a rock. Yeah, that looks nice so far, actually. I really like that. I'm just gonna continue the same thing over here. Okay, I finished with all the plants around the lake. It looks really nice. This is what it looks like so far. I am so happy with how this looks. Like, it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And just imagine, you're in your living room, and this is the view you get. And I left this open here, because I might do something here. We could put a fountain, or maybe like a campfire, or something fun here. So I just left that, maybe even a swing set, bouncy house, trampoline, something. So I just went ahead and left that empty. But like, this is so cool. I can't imagine once the whole jungle's filled up, like what this is gonna look like. One thing I want to go ahead and do is over here, I want to make this look a little nicer, because like this is like kind of like wonky and everything. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do here. Because originally when I created this, I was kind of thinking this would all be a hill. So like I wasn't thinking this would be a problem, but now it's like all exposed. So I do have one idea, and it's with this concave straight. So like we can test it over here, is if I scale this out as far as it can go, like that, and then give it the same material, and then we can use the transform tool to turn it around, like that, and then move it into place. It could kind of give it kind of like a tunnel, since this is kind of going to be a walkway, that's why it's open. I want you to be able to walk through it. And then maybe we do the same thing over here as well. Yeah, like I think that's a good way to kind of make this look a little bit better. I like that. Although here, I think I'll just get rid of this, and I think this will just maybe be solid, or maybe we'll have a tiny one here. Let's see. Yeah, I think a small one there works fine. It's kind of nice to have two. This is floating though, so I do need to fix that though, I just realized that. I actually have an idea of what to do here, because it is floating. I'm wondering, instead of trying to like put this down into the ground, what if I build up a little mountain here, like of rocks, like it's sitting on top of that? I think that would look better. But to do that, I do have to delete this pool, just this area around it. That way it's easier to see. And then to make this like rock structure, what I'll do is I'll just take some cubes, color that the slate material, and I'll just keep placing these basic shapes to kind of like build a little mountain here. Like I like something like that. And then I'll just do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, that turned out really nice. I really like how that looks. And so then I'll just do the same thing at the front and over here as well. Just kind of make it be like it's built into the rocks. I kind of like that idea. Okay, I think that is good for all of the rocks here. Now I just gotta put these bushes back in place. Okay, awesome. I think that then works for our lake over here. I really like that. So now that this is finished, I think now what I want to do is I think I want to move on to this side over here, and I'm thinking in this video we'll actually just do about half the jungle. So not just the lake, not all of it, but we'll just do about half of it, because I know what I want to do here and here already, right? That's a lake, this is a waterfall, so I know that. I have to plan some stuff over here. I'm not sure, maybe we do like a treehouse in this corner, or maybe a mine, like a cave. I know there's a lot of fun things we could do, so I'll have to think about that. But for now, we're just going to start working on this waterfall. So kind of what I'm thinking, right, is that the waterfall will start like up here, probably somewhere like that, and I'm thinking it'll flow down here like that. It's not perfect because we get the bottom of the waterfall here. I might have something I can do to work on that to fix that up a little bit, but I think that's a really nice big waterfall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cube, our favorite thing, cubes. We use them for everything. I'm going to scale that nice and big. We are going to put the bottom for waterfalls on this. That way you don't see this. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. I'll take this, drag it all the way down. Well, first we've got to move these waterfalls. Then we take this basic shape, of course, our favorite. And this, I'll work on this a little bit more, detailing it and stuff, of course, with some more basic shape rocks like we did out in the front. But what this will now let us do is put some waterfalls on this basic shape. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with my original thought. What I need is I need a basic shape. I need a transparent cube. Okay, and then what we're going to do is this is what we are going to put our waterfalls on. Okay, and get rid of that idea. I mean, we're going to keep the cube. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to flatten this a little bit. I'm going to bring this up. So this way the waterfall kind of lands on this rock ledge here. Rescale that out just a little bit. And then what this will let us do, and we'll have to do some more, we'll have to kind of get rid of these walls a little bit. And I have some ideas on that. We'll put a walkway back here. And then you'll have the waterfall just floating. So you can like walk behind the waterfall. Because what we're going to do is we are just going to take these waterfalls on these basic shapes. That's why they are transparent. So that way you can just move these into place and they will look like they're floating. There we go. Now we have our nice waterfall. I was kind of hoping to be able to put a pool here, but I'm not thinking about it. That would not really work because it would stick out. Like we could do a pool for this part, but then the rest wouldn't be, and I just feel like that would maybe look weird. So instead, delete the floor. We are going to use a floor to make the pool. If it was straight, it would work, but I didn't really want the waterfall straight. Like it looks better angled anyway, so I'm fine with giving up the second floor pool for the nice looking waterfall. There we go. What would be a good texture for water though? Well, I think it's either this or it's foil. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go with foil. We're just gonna go with foil. Now it's time to detail this place, and I've done enough rock placing recently. Well, I guess I did take a big enough break, but I'm already tired of placing rocks again, so I think what we're going to do is just start with the trees around the waterfall. And so for that, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing I did over by the lake, just randomly first placing our trees and then filling it in with bushes. And I did realize that we did forget to put a pool up here, because here we actually can. That's not perfect. It's kind of in a little bit of an odd shape, but I think that is fine. I didn't really have much option. I wish I could have put another pool here, but it doesn't fit here because it poked out of the wall, so that's okay. You know what? Maybe it's not all that bad. Maybe we can make this work here. Maybe if we paint it rock, and then we can kind of make that work. I think that's better. We can always go back, but I think I can do some stuff with rocks there, and I think I can make it look alright. And I think what this is going to be over here is maybe like a little picnic spot or something. Some sort of fun thing over here. Swing set, I don't know. Probably picnic. And I'll have some rocks in the water that act as like stepping stones. And then I'll probably move this tree and like have a walkway that loops down here. And then down to this area over here. Because I think that it's fun to be able to go and actually explore and walk up by the waterfall in the jungle. But now with that done, it is now actually time to place the bushes. I think that is good for our jungle. Besides this area over here, which again, I'm going to do probably a picnic, so that's probably actually what I'm gonna do next. And I need to work on this waterfall here a little bit as well. And I did kind of plan out a little bit of a path, but I didn't put stairs anywhere. Kind of forgot about that, so I need to figure that out too. First off, I say we start with the waterfall here. We're just gonna go with some rocks. Let's head into garden and let's grab ourselves lots of rocks. So, how are we going to do this? I have absolutely no idea. Complete the floor. We don't need that right now. We are going to flatten out this cube, make it nice and big. This is what we are going to put our rocks on top of. So like kind of what I'm thinking is maybe just place rocks like that. That's not gonna work. It's peeking out of the wall though. I don't know. Maybe this was not such a great idea. Maybe the floor is what we need to do. But we'll try it. We'll try it. Okay, so we got one rock. I'm not so sure this is going to work. Because now it doesn't even look like water's coming down, right? I don't know. I'm struggling here. Doesn't look terrible. Does that kind of work? It kind of makes it look like water flows out. So I think it's fine. We're just gonna go with it. Now we need stairs. We're just going to grab these same stairs we used over here. Maybe a set of stairs against the wall here. I think that works, right? Like you have a pathway here, you go up the stairs here. I think that's not too bad actually. I think that works. Okay, perfect actually. That works. We're just gonna go with that. Now it is time to work on the picnic area over here. So obviously we need to head into carpets and get ourselves a picnic blanket. We also need to head into appliance and get a picnic basket. Just like the basic essentials, right? You can't have a picnic without that. Now for the decoration, which isn't much, but like we need some lighting. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these classic string lights and I'm going to hang these from the tree to tree. There we go. I think that's nicer. Just a little triangle is kind of nice. And then if we turn it to night, yeah, it's nice and bright. That works. Okay. We of course want some bushes. We can maybe also add like a bird bath to this picnic area here too. That could be nice. The last thing we need to do is, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that basic shape. We need to put like a rock in the water here. That way whoever's coming up to picnic can just step on the rock to get across. Now to finish this area up over here, we'll get a beach wagon. We will get a bird bath and a birdhouse. And I think that's good for our little picnic area. I don't know what else to add. Let's just move on. There's still a few things we need to do. One of those being to place a few trees over here along these edges. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Now we need flowers, because I kind of forgot about that. We need to just put some flowers around the place. Okay, now there are flowers everywhere. That looks really, really nice. And I like what I did here where I just put daisies. Like, look at all the daisies. Like, it looks like a field of daisies. Just how beautiful. How beautiful is that? Right now, we have two more things to do. We gotta finish filling in the trees over here, and we've got to work on this waterfall. And I'm gonna start with the waterfall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place some of these rocks here that are rescaled real small, just so that it's not a flat ledge. That's looking a little weird. I'm gonna leave it like that. We'll come back to that later. We do want a walkway though, right? That goes behind the waterfall. So I'm gonna delete some of these walls here, and I'm going to place some new walls. There we go. And I kind of left it like some odd spaces so I can like put some decorations in there and stuff, and it makes it look like more natural, which is exactly what we want. Oh, beautiful. That looks amazing. And then of course we're just gonna go in with a lot of rocks, maybe a few bushes and plants. And then of course to top it off we need some vines. There we go. That looks amazing. Beautiful. We do have to fix this here though, and I'm trying to decide how I want to fix this. Get rid of these rocks here. Guess what we could do is we could just go in with a basic shape. Maybe like this concave straight. And of course flip that around, push it in. And now it looks more connected than it did before. I think that's good. It still looks like it's kind of floating, but that's not too big of a deal. We could also maybe just go in with like another cube. And it's not going to be perfect. We're just trying to get it as best as I can. And as best as I can without spending like a ton of time. Like I don't want to go place a bunch of basic shapes all throughout this cave to make it look a little bit nicer. Because that's just unnecessary. Because like some details like that, as much as it looks cool, it's just not needed, and it's just time spent on that rather than I could spend on something else. Plus, working with basic shapes, you get pretty tired of them, so I have no desire to do more than I have to. I don't know what to do about this waterfall. Like, it just looks weird. I don't know. Like, it's cool to walk behind it, so I want to keep it, but I may just have to leave it like that, even though it looks still like it's floating. I don't think it's actually that big of a deal. I think that still looks fine. Hey, but I'm gonna do one thing real quick, actually. I'm just gonna add a few more cubes in each other because I think that'll help it a little bit. Still very cube, but I think that looks better. It's a little bit of a weird looking waterfall, but you know, I feel like I did what I could. It maybe could have been better, but I think that's fine. So the last thing we have to do, we've already got the lake done, we've got the waterfall done, just about half the jungle done, and to finish the rest of that half of the jungle, we need to place a few more trees and bushes on both sides of the river here. I just finished and it's time for a quick little tour. Starting off at the front, we have our driveway, which looks really nice now with the 3 like tunnels that lets the river split in 2. And this one you can also walk through. And then of course our basic shape rocks to make it look a little better, help it blend in, make it actually look like it's on a slope up to the mountain. And then of course our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lake with all of the plants around it. Of course right here we have stairs up towards the front door. We have this little outdoor courtyard area that we can put anything in if we ever decide to. Stairs up here, more stairs, and again just more plants surrounding the entire mountain all over. Over here we have a walkway with some stepping stones to walk right over to our little picnic area, which just looks so nice. At the very top of the mountain we have this pond here with a waterfall that leads to another little pond with another waterfall that leads all the way down here. This is still a little off. I don't know, maybe eventually I'll think of a way to make it look better, but for now I think that works. And I think it's so cool how you can walk behind the waterfall. Of course, more jungle. Over here we have a bridge in case you did not want to walk all the way around behind the waterfall. And then we have some stepping stones. These stepping stones lead over to the waterfall, and then it splits in 2, one to the bridge, and then it joins back to the house, or the pool. I am so happy with how this turned out. I know I say that every video, but like, this jungle is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. I could just look at it all day. Just the beautiful water with the fog in the background and all of the green trees. I think this so far right here is my favorite shot. Once we have trees over on the left too. Oh my goodness, this is gonna look so nice. I am so happy to be back building after a while break and back working on this mansion. Anyways, that was me building half of the jungle for my jungle mansion, building a waterfall as well as building a lake. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure to thumbs up the video and consider subscribing. Have a great day.